Audacity, no, not Audacity.
Articulate.
What do I then need to do?
Well, that's the point I was trying to make in the very last comment. I mean, I think the way I think we would want to enable that. Can I just make just slightly separated? That I see this as a slightly different business to recording a lecture. The reason I say that, I think the technique, the way in which you use things for these what we call e-lectures or e-learning, I think is subtly different to recording a lecture. You'll notice that on none of them have I had a talking head. Now we've played with that, and they're quite nice. It has a very high video overhead if you use that. It uses an awful lot of bandwidth just to have a picture of my rather ugly face chatting away.
So let me rephrase it. I need to have some experts chatting about aspects of my work, so I can just click a button when I'm.
Well, I think if you want to do, if you want to do a podcast, if you want just to do audio only, I think the answer is what we should have is a set of little voice recorders we can lend you, and then you just put it on and send it back to us. That would be very straightforward.
But when you say send it back to you, you keep saying send it back to you so you can attach the slide and the slide.
No, that was sorry. No,
I haven't worked out if that's a big thing.
It is a big thing. Let's just split that up a little bit. If
it's
you
not
want,
something that I'd be able to learn to do.
I think the answer is of course you could learn to do it. It's just a question of the time is involved in doing it. We've moved slightly away. I said if you just wanted sound only, that's very straightforward because a podcast is just one file. That would be very straightforward. If you want to do this, you want to write some slides and talk to them. I think probably David's suggestion, which is that we would lend, I don't know what we're going to do, we haven't discussed it yet, but one of the ways to do it would be for you to borrow a notebook with Articulate loaded on it and a very simple set of instructions. Because you can load your PowerPoint slide on from wherever, your lecture on from wherever you've got it. And then you have to have Articulate on the machine. It pops up within PowerPoint. And you click on Articulate, click Record Narration, and it comes up with a set of controls. I think you'd need a small set of slides to show you how to do that. You'd record that on that machine, and then I think then it's quite a straightforward job then back here for us to publish that.
I think there are opportunities for training as well, I believe. Yeah, Learning Spaces, we're using Panopto at the moment, and Learning Spaces have got licenses and stuff, and they'll give you a training course from down the road.
I was going to say, I use Panopto, and it's, you literally just click record, your PowerPoint comes up, you talk
That's
over
right,
it.
well, that's what you do here. That's what you do in Articulate.
But you then just get sent an email with a link to view it, and you've got the link and you can turn it into a podcast and all that. So there's no you can do it.
There isn't, in all fairness, in Articulate, there's no post-processing, you just press publish. It's just the fact that if you want, it depends a little bit whether, I just think it's, I think if you're happy to do that, that's fine. It's just that if you may end up with some really quite sizable, if you're going to start using plenty of images and plenty of animations, you end up with enormous files. If all you've got is text on it, that's fine. I mean, the presentation I've shown you is already 120 meg. And if you want to send it off to someone else so that they can actually adjust the way it's done, then you start getting very big files.
You don't, yeah.